Now, I'll admit that as an accountant, I can get excited about things that normal people don't get excited about, like VAT, and more specifically, VAT on electric vehicle charging. Now, I know I promise in real life I'm really exciting and not just a boring accountant, and I do know we all say that. But this one is genuinely, honestly, quite interesting because it affects a lot of people and also gives us a really good reminder of how strange the UK tax system really can be. Now, at the moment, if you charge your electric car at home, the electricity is generally subject to VAT of 5%. But if you use a public charging point, the VAT is at 20%. Now, that means two people can be doing broadly the same thing, i.e., putting electricity into an electric car, but paying very different rates of VAT depending on whether they have a driveway, which basically feels a little odd. And of course, the people most likely to need public chargers are those without off-street parking, and that could be people in terraced houses, people in flats, people in rented homes, or city centres. In other words, the people with kind of less options of how they can charge end up paying more tax. Now, recently there was a tax tribunal where it's decided that some public electric vehicle charging should actually be subject to the lower 5% VAT rate, which sounds fair. Now, of course, HMRC are actually appealing that decision for the moment, so the position is still uncertain right now. But I think there are at least two important business lessons here. The first one is tax is not always logical. I mean, some claim it's never logical. Now, we like to think there's a lovely kind of neat rule book where everything makes sense, but that in particular often has lots of strange little quirks. As accountants, we love many of those quirks: Jaffa cakes, marshmallows, dating agencies, wigs, and now public EV chargers. And the second lesson is that small differences in tax rates can make a big difference. A 15% VAT difference might not sound exciting, but if you run a business with electric vans, with company cars, with delivery vehicles, or staff claiming mileage and charging costs, it can really add up. And it therefore shows why tax planning shouldn't just be something you think about kind of once a year when the accounts are being prepared. If you're buying vehicles, you're installing chargers, you're reimbursing staff, or changing how your fleet works, it's well worth checking the position before you make any big decisions, because the answer is not always that obvious. The tax system often works a bit like a motorway traffic jam. It's confusing, it's slow moving, it's frustrating, and we're all convinced we should be in a different lane. So if you're thinking about electric vehicles in your business, or you already have them, make sure you understand the VAT, you understand the benefit in kind impacts on your team, you understand the capital allowances, and also you understand any reimbursement rules. Because a little bit of planning before you plug in could save a lot of frustration later. I hope that's useful, and I'll see you soon.